basically JLo brought him in, and we had to get our Latin on. We had to get our salsa on, and just never. I was like, where's the hip hop? Where's the hip hop? Where's the boom cat?
Yeah.
Come on, Lorianne, where you at? You know what I mean? Like it. I had to fake it till I made it.
Did you make it?
No.
Hey, the Steezy podcast is brought to you by us, Steezy Studio, the #1 dance app on the App Store and Google Play Store with over 1 million downloads. We provide curated online dance classes taught by the world's best instructors. Why did we create Steezy? To help you reach your dance goals one step at a time. Whether that goal is to perform with the biggest and best musical artists in the world, or just be the life of the party at your cousin's wedding. I'm your host, Boonthanakit. Let's get to it. Aliya Janell Brinson.
Now,
let's go. Dancer, choreographer for artists such as Nicki Minaj, Chris Brown, Jennifer Lopez, Hyolyn, many more. One of the dancers who made dance a staple content genre on like Instagram and such too. And a YouTuber, technically, right?
Yeah.
And that's only scratching the surface. Welcome to the Steezy podcast, Aliya.
Yay! Thanks for having me, you guys.
Of course, so cool to have you here after we did the Watch Out for the Big Girls Lizzo thing. That was your first time here.
That was my first time here, and the word that I left with was so impressed and proud, like, of you guys and what you built, because I know I got, like, you know, a little story of where you guys started, but to then come into your fancy downtown big studio, taking up the whole floor, like, I was floored, so I was so happy to be here.
Thank you, Aliya. That's so cool to hear. Yeah, because obviously everyone here is such a big fan of yours, and you know, like, the dance world is small, and so it's interesting how, like, we hadn't been able to properly meet you yet.
I know. So to work on something as big as that was amazing.
That was fire.
Yeah.
So I wanted to start with a really, really big question.
Okay.
Why does Coca-Cola hit different when you have it with In-N-Out?
No, you know what I thought you were going to ask? I thought you were going to ask, why does it hit different when you see it, like, in the movie theaters, like at AMC?
With the dew?
With the dew, and then you hear the ice, and I'm just like, damn, I want a Coke every freaking time I'm there. You know what I mean? But I don't know. Because In-N-Out hits with everything. So
what's your order?
My order is the #2.
Okay.
Now with grilled onions. I never did onions before, but now with grilled onions, you ask for the bun extra crispy, right? Ask for the bun extra crispy with the chocolate vanilla shake.
Oh, you get a see, I wish I could. I'm lactose intolerant.
No.
It's pain.
That's okay. I'll drink one for you. It's fine.
Man.
It's fine. I'll have 2 for you.
You know, I get whole grilled onions.
No. Ooh.
You can't do that? Where it's like the whole thing and then...
No, it's like it's the whole, rings? So yeah, the ring, so you just want to
I love that. No,
yeah,
you're like, that's my favorite.
Right.
And then you gotta get the fries well done too.
Okay.
So that they're crispier.
I don't mind that. Oh. I don't mind that. I have them cook it regular, but I
like the strong opinions about this.
No, In-N-Out is my... In-N-Out is my one.
Yeah.
Like Shake Shack, no. Shake Shack, no. Chick-fil-A is like, okay, if I want some chicken, right?
Chick-fil-A with Chick-fil-A sauce,
right,
specifically, is amazing.
Right.
Chick-fil-A on its own, it's...
Okay, but In-N-Out versus Habit, because Habit sometimes be hitting.
I think that Habit has that, like, baseline burger that, like, if I'm craving something that's like, oh, this is a good classic burger, I'm down for the Habit. But In-N-Out is, to me, special.
Absolutely.
And it's the right portioning.
Absolutely.
I love that patty.
Absolutely. With that Thousand Island.
Yes.
Oh, I'm so happy that we're home. We are home. We're home. I'm so happy that was the first question.
Yes.
I was scared.
No. We're chilling. So I guess we have to talk about some dance stuff.
Yeah, let's talk about dance.
Something that I know you've mentioned before plenty of times, but to give our listeners something specific and understanding more about you is you got into the sort of like dance and social media game pretty early.
Yeah.
And I was curious about where the idea stemmed from, because I'm sure you were watching videos on YouTube and such.
Yeah.
And then I guess, like, how did you build sort of like a system for
posting a lot of content. Why did you even want to post content on Instagram? What was your thought processes and journey?
Yo, honestly, it was a big accident.
Ooh.
This whole thing was an accident.
Wait, what?
Yeah, no, seriously, nothing was planned. There was no system. It was literally just me doing my thing and it unraveling on its own.
Okay.
So, you know, like before I started like really, really posting, I was an assistant to somebody.
Okay.
I was an assistant. I was religiously taking dance class because, you know, obviously as a dancer, you want to take as many classes as you can to, you know, get your training and to get the exposure, whatever. But for me, a lot of people don't know is I actually stayed in one class. It was a heels class that I absolutely loved.
Oh.
And this choreographer, you know, needed to take a leave because she was starting a family. So I kind of stepped in as, you know, her prodigy or whatever you want to call it. So that's how I started teaching. I actually taught my first class.
Was this?
It was Millennium.
Was that Millennium?
The old Millennium, not even the one that's on Ventura. It was the old Millennium and like one of, not the smallest room, but you know, like not the headliner room, whatever you want to call it. So I started there, and I think this was before Instagram like really, really blew up.
Yeah.
Instagram was just a thing. Like I even remember opening Instagram on my iPhone and I'm just like, what is this app? I don't understand it at all.
Just like weird foggy filters.
Yeah. Like I was just like, this is not it. It was Snapchat at the time.
Yes.
But point is people were not posting videos on Instagram. It was all about pictures.
I mean, you couldn't originally.
Right, exactly. So one of my best friends, she was really, really close to me. We went to high school together. She was like, why don't you dance all the time? That's like literally who you are. Why are you not representing yourself to the fullest on Instagram? Because that was like, that's the thing. And I'm like, actually, I never really even thought about
Let's go friend.
Yeah, let's go friend. So I posted, you know, some video that was not even centered right. You couldn't even really see me, but it blew up on my Instagram. Yeah, it blew up on my page and they were like, whoa, like we didn't even know you could do this, you know, just like some of my random followers or whatever. So that's when I was like, oh, okay, start showcasing yourself like to the T, like represent yourself like whoever you are. Like that's what you need to put out, not things that you feel like you need to put on there. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
So that's that. Let's fast forward like a couple years, and I started teaching my own class before it was called Queens and Letos. And I think posting dance was like, it was a thing, but maybe not what it is today. Yeah. You know? And the thing that really like took off was my videos getting reposted. I think that's a thing that I really don't give enough credit to. Is the reposting of my videos by these celebrities.
Like, didn't Nicki Minaj do that originally?
Yes. So I'll always remember the first ever repost that I got was from Jason Derulo.
Oh.
Shout out to you, Jason.
Let's go.
Jason Derulo. It was literally, I was practicing my choreography for class in a studio, and I was just like, hey guys, and the post wasn't even like, hey Jason, look at me. It was like, hey guys, this is what I'll be teaching. So like get a little sneak peek of the choreography. And that is what Jason reposted. And I was like, wow, a celebrity reposting my work is just like, I never thought that it could be done.
Dang.
Yeah. And then after that was Chris Brown Privacy Challenge. And then after that was Nicki Minaj Itty Bitty Piggy.
Wow.
And those three literally are the foundation of who I am today and why I am here. It's because of the repost. So thank you, all three of you.
Absolutely. But you know, that's the crazy thing, because you were not reposted once just on a whim. This is 3 times. There's something to the videos that people are noticing. And I think what's interesting too is you were saying that this is your initial one with Jason Derulo was just a prep. It was a teaser. And I think that in this age currently, because how long ago was that?
Oh my God, 2016?
Wow, okay, 2016-ish. I think during that time and a little bit earlier, I think the well-produced videos were actually, they're popping off. They're doing really well. And I think we're moving into a different age now where the less produced it is, it just feels grittier. And the fact that you just had a teaser thing out,
Honestly, I think that's what it is, because I feel like that's what TikTok is now.
Exactly
everybody loves TikToks, and people are blowing up on TikTok because people are just being real.
Feels real.
People are just being real and relatable and representing themselves and just like being who they want to be. And it's not some fancy like Instagram video that you can't relate to, that you're like, damn, I can never do that.
The overproduction gets a little crazy,
overproduction.
right?
I don't know, but I guess you just have to have balance. There's a time and place for everything. So
True.
It was an accident. That was
so
my calling.
crazy.
That was my purpose. Thank you, universe. But it was an accident.
Yeah.
All of that. Yeah.
Man.
Yeah. Wow.
You were in a place also where like opportunity struck. And I do think it's interesting because you know how a lot of people, they move to LA and they're looking for that thing that will blow them up. Maybe they came here for a very specific reason, or maybe they're coming here to hope that something pops up. But I do think there's this interesting nature with opportunity, because there are ways, a lot of people get lucky. We do get lucky, right? We're lucky our thing was in the right place in front of the right person at the right time. But there's also the idea of, did you make yourself available for opportunity to strike? Did you put yourself in a place for opportunity to strike? And I think that's an interesting space there. You did grow up in like LA, in the Valley area, right?
Yeah.
Were there opportunities surrounding you that you could just see, just like at your grasp?
I mean, I guess there was, but I was just so focused on when my next class was going to be and like what the choreo, I was just so laser focused that I didn't even know that I would make a living dancing.
What did you want to do originally?
What did I want? I wanted to go to school. Okay, there was two things that I wanted to do. I thought that, and everybody that's watching, I hope you guys realize that there's so many different lanes that you could take while dancing. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
So when I was in high school, around like 2011, 2012 is when I graduated. I thought that you needed to like go to school for dance, go to Juilliard in New York, or go to NYU, or just go to like move from LA and go to New York. Like I didn't even think about, hey, the music videos that you watch, the movies that you watch, the award shows that you watch, Soul Train, like TV shows, literally everything is here.
Yeah.
You can learn by actually doing it.
Absolutely.
By actually being booked. You know what I'm saying? And getting paid for it. So I thought that the answer was going to school, training, going to college, getting a degree. Parents were obviously like a big fan of the idea of me going to college and graduating with a degree. So I thought that was it. So I thought that's what I wanted to do. Now, if dance didn't, if that didn't take me anywhere, which my mind never went there because I knew that I was talented, I really liked radio broadcasting. I ended up going to a community college. I was like, okay, New York is not it. I'm gonna stay here, and I want to study journalism and radio broadcasting.
Whoa, didn't know that.
Yeah. So that's funny that I'm actually like, I love it. I love talking. I love being a radio like personality. I don't know if my voice is the right one because I feel like I'm so annoyed by my voice, but like I love this. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Well, that's so interesting.
Something in the entertainment field, but wow, like it's so crazy that I go back. My mind never even went to like actually doing it into the capacity that I'm doing it,
Do you think you would, now that you're in this stage, that you would go back even deeper into that radio broadcasting type work? I mean, you have done a podcast and such, but is there more work that you see you would like to pursue?
Absolutely. Yeah, I so would. Like, I love writing. and journaling and looking at somebody's story or looking at something in the world and writing from my perspective of what I felt and what I experienced and, kind of just diving into that.
Yeah.
But honestly, Clay, there is no plan. I'm in the right space that I'm supposed to be. I am living and did live out dreams that I never even dreamed of.
Yeah.
They weren't even on my radar. So I'm so happy this accident was an accident, because if and I tell my students this all the time, like, when you try to control something and you try to make it exactly what you think it's supposed to be, it never goes the way that it's supposed to.
It's true.
So sometimes you kind of just have to surrender, and you kind of just have to let it happen and focus on the love for it.
Yes, absolutely.
And let it happen on its own, you know? So I am where I'm supposed to be, and I wouldn't move anywhere else.
I love that.
Can't think of anything else.
I know that Eckhart Tolle.
Yep, I read his book, Power of Now.
Is important to you, right? The significance of and the power of presence, the awakened state of consciousness which transcends ego, and was the discursive thinking, right? I know that's an important thing for you. So like being present, loving what you have already. Yeah. And when opportunity, or, you know, when the world, the universe gives you something, being excited, enjoying that, it allows you to live so fully now, because I think a lot of people are always on to the next thing they need to, and then they never got to enjoy those wonderful things.
Absolutely.
You know?
You're always focused on the future. You're either focused on the future or the past, what you wanted to change about it, what you need to get ready for, so that you know what I mean, for the future. And it's just like, what about right now? Because right now is going to determine what's going to happen next, you know? And then it takes away the pressure. Like, I don't know about you guys, but I get so stressed on what's the next choreography video going to be? Where's the next freaking country I'm going to fly to? Or where's the next coin going to come from? Like, all of that is just, I just can't. Yeah. I'm a right now person. I'm a present person, like you said. Absolutely.
Were you in that state of mind during those like 2012, 2013 years?
Absolutely not.
Because that's like right out of high school, right?
That's like right after high school, and absolutely not. I was hard set on what my future was going to be. Yes, I was hard set on my future. But honestly, I think I did have an element of what is right now. What can I control right now? What could I do right now? What can I put into action right now? Where can I go right now? Yeah. So I did have that element. I was doing it, but I didn't know that I was doing it, if that makes sense.
Oh, yeah. That sort of self-awareness is hard it's hard to be self-aware of the things that we are super proficient and gunning towards in a stage when we're sort of like having to upkeep our life, especially right out of college years, high school years. Because you're like, what am I supposed to do? I know I have to work. I know I have to make money. Right. But we also still have who we are and who we're meant to be in us, right? Right. You were working at like Octopus, right?
Oh, where did you dig up to find that? Oh my God. I always tell people California Pizza Kitchen, but yes, Octopus, I was working there first in Burbank, and then I went to California Pizza Kitchen.
Were you dancing during that time?
Yeah. Yes, I was training. That's when I was assisting.
Oh, at Millennium.
At Millennium. Wow. And that's when I was like, damn, what's going to be my big break? But first of all, let me go ahead and give this table one their check, and let me freaking run out some food. Let me run out some California rolls and shrimp tempuras. Yeah. But and I killed it. Man. I killed Octopus. What the heck?
Love that. No, yeah. It's so, my dad used to be a waiter too. Okay. And he always told me, he's like, I was a good waiter. Like I was attentive to people, and he puts his full into it. And that's the coolest thing, is that people who are very present in themselves, no matter what they're doing, find a way to love what they're doing and to honor people through it, you know?
And that is why, and honestly, I think my experience in the food industry, it literally was essential to the teacher that I am today. Wow. Because I realized, I'm like, wow, so many people can be going to different restaurants. There's so many sushi restaurants, Japanese restaurants, period. So why should they come to your restaurant? Yeah. And it's like, there's so many servers, there's so many tables. Why should they choose, hey, I want to sit in Aliya's section? It's because Aliya offers something that no one else can. Wow. And Aliya works at this Octopus, at this restaurant. Yeah. So I choose to go to I choose to go to wherever she is. Same idea with class. There's so many talented choreographers. There's so many talented classes, studios. Why do I choose to go to Queens and Letos with Aliya Janell? Because Queens and Letos and Aliya Janell offers something that no other class and no choreographer doesn't. Wow. And it's the experience. It's not even the choreography. I don't know if it's, maybe it's the studio, but it's not even like it's not on the surface stuff. It's how I feel after I leave class, how empowered I feel, how I feel about doing it again. Like, how do I want to upkeep this? And Aliya makes me want to do that. So bam. And when someone says that, that's how I know that I did my job. Not even like, oh, did I create the most viral choreography or did a celebrity repost this one? It's like, no. Are my students happy? Are they inspired? Are they empowered? Yes. Boom. I did my job.
I love the way that you sort of build momentum for yourself through those experiences because we will never be the best choreographer. I mean, hey, how wonderful it is that fans and followers are like, this is the number one. This is the best one. But in ourselves, we're like, of course it's not. Right. I've seen better stuff all the time. And there will be better stuff. But nothing can replace the nuance of that personal experience in class and knowing you left so much of your mark on people. And like, whether that was, yes, it's great knowledge, or it was, I had so much fun. And you curated and led that fun.
Yes.
Dance is meant to be whatever you want it to be.
Absolutely.
So if you leave a space for that, the way that you're doing for your class, like that's joy.
Exactly.
That's love, right?
Exactly. And I literally plan to take that same idea and put it into, different lanes that I want to tackle. But yeah, that's looking back, I'm like, wow, I didn't realize that everything was going to come together and everything was going to connect, but it sure did. And I needed every single experience I needed. So anybody that's listening to this, I'm telling you, it may not seem like it right now, but you need this time in your life to get you ready and to get you prepped for the big or whatever is supposed to happen, Yeah,
I think about the idea of equipping yourself to actually be a very special time. Getting ready, equipping yourself for when opportunity strikes. Because a lot of times we might be thrown something right in our face and we might take it or we might not take it, whether we're ready or not. And that's a very scary experience. Sometimes we're over-prepared, sometimes we're underprepared. But in our podcast with Ade Willis, he talked about how he got asked to do these dance camps, all the way across seas. And he had major imposter syndrome.
Really?
Yeah, even though he'd done so much with his community and everything, he's just like teaching my class. He was like early movement lifestyle, right? He's like teaching my class at ML. It's very different from teaching thousands of people, hundreds of people at a camp.
Praise you.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
And he felt super underprepared, but he had to take the opportunity and it led to his life where it is now. And so for you, I do appreciate that sort of, you've equipped yourself with a personality, part of that from who you've always been, and part of that through, ooh, this is so exciting. I want to be excited about this too. Yes. And you're just priming yourself to receive more.
Yes. Yeah.
So
no,
cool.
That's what you need. That excitement, that feeling, that childlike feeling of like really wanting to do something and like not being able to go to sleep because you're so excited. Like why get up in the morning just for the paycheck or just because you feel like you have to? Like, oh, that just makes it feel like work.
Yeah.
What you love shouldn't ever feel like work. Yeah.
Absolutely. So I wanted to move to a new segment that we're trying for this.
Okay.
Where we're actually having some of our listeners and Steezy members send in voice messages to ask questions.
Okay.
And so this one's actually from one of our coworkers, Dominique, and she was asking about when you get stuck in a rut, because we're talking about how you build momentum for yourself and such, and you love it. But what do you do when you get stuck in a rut? So let me play this little file for you, and then you can hear what she says.
How exciting!
Hey Clay, my question for Aliya Janell is, like, when you're stuck in a rut, what are some of the things you do to like get into the flow of choreography? Are there any artists that you go to? Any like mood setting, like vibe curation type things that you do, or clothing that helps? Like, where do you seek inspiration when you're feeling kind of stuck?
Wow. Oh, That's freaking awesome. I love this. Okay. Sometimes I do not feel like the queen that everybody sees me to be. I am not. Yes, I'm not. Sometimes I'm not as confident as a lot of people think that I am at some moments. So yes, when I'm stuck, like she says, well, first you have to not affirm that, but you have to listen. You have to listen, and you have to kind of admit to yourself that you're not feeling up to par. You're not feeling like how you're supposed to feel.
Be vulnerable.
Yes, be vulnerable with yourself. Like, oh, I just don't feel it today. So first, I think that's number one. Number one, I always have to admit that to myself, so I don't feel like I'm crazy. So I don't feel like it's not here for no reason. Like there's something that myself, my emotions, my energy is trying to tell me that I need to take a break.
Wow.
Or that I'm in a wrong scenario, like I'm in the wrong space. Whatever it is that I'm doing, I need to slow down and reset.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So what I do is I love going on hikes. I know when I say that, it feels like a little cliche because everybody's like, go into nature. But honestly, it helps.
That works.
It helps so much to like go on a hike and realize how small you are compared to like the big world that you're in. And it's just, it's I don't know. It's very comforting to me to reset in that way and to just get away from the media and electronics and work, period, you know? I watch my favorite movies, which are Steel Magnolias. I don't know if people know that, but Steel Magnolias, Sex and the City, and Selena, the 3 S's. Those are my 3 all-time favorite movies. And my husband better get that the next time someone gets us. Because I prepped him. I was like, it's the 3 S's: Steel Magnolias, Sex and the City, and Selena. Exactly. I watched those movies because those movies, well, they're not all dance movies, but like one is about friendship, the friendship and luxury, Sex and the City, and just being with your girls. Steel Magnolias about family. And Selena is just that movie hits home for me. I love that movie so much. Like just the performance, the story, the music, like that's my essence, you know? I think those 3 movies really encompass who I am as well. So watch my favorite movies. And is there anybody that I listen to? God, I put on some nice 2000s R&B. Yeah, or maybe even 90s R&B. God, Tamia. Do you remember Tamia? I love Tamia, her voice. I get some Erykah Badu, some not really 90s or 2000s, but Earth, Wind and Fire. My husband got me into them. And I mean, I have to, Queen Bee. Queen Bee, always.
The new album's
always. Wild. The new album?
It's vibing.
What? Yeah. I don't even know what song I should teach to. I'm gonna let you pick it for me. Just think about it.
All right.
Just think about it.
All right.
You can let me know.
No, it's great. I love the aspect of a lot of the things that you listen to and you put yourself into. They remind you of who you are and also what you're not. Yep. And I think there's a lot of centering energy and understanding about that really helps us not hone into the fact that we are not able to choreograph. We are not able to do this. We are in a rut. But it just reminds us of exactly where we are and who we are in this space.
Yeah.
And I think that reset is so big and so important to not just getting out of a rut, but also appreciating where you are during the rut.
And I always say, like, every setback, what is that saying? Every setback is made for a major comeback. You know what I'm saying? So sometimes, like, when I stop, I do realize, like you said, like where I am, what I have done to give myself some freaking credit.
Yeah.
We do so, as creators, we do so much and we think about so much all the time. It's so nice to just be normal for a second.
Yeah.
Normal. You know what I mean? Go on a walk with my dogs, go to the park, some yoga, just go to the grocery store, go to a movie. Like, I don't know, just go away for a second.
Yeah.
That's also what I do when I get stuck in, you know, the middle of choreography. Sometimes you are so focused on it, and it's like you kind of just have to take a break. And when I'm not doing it, that's when it comes.
Yeah.
It's so crazy.
Oh, totally. Man, the amount of
Don't force it.
car rides, I'm like, and I just want to try something right now. You know, I just can't. But
Let me pull over real quick.
yeah, real quick.
Down. Right.
The amount of times I'm just shaking ass in the car. You know?
No, seriously.
Yeah. Oh, I love that. That's so cool.
Yes, admit it to yourself, you guys. When you're in a rut or when you are just not feeling it, you just have to admit it and take it from there. Take it slow.
Yes.
Yeah.
Wow, that's so good. I got one more for you.
Okay.
This is from Ann Nguyen.
Okay.
Hi Aliya, I've been watching your dance videos on YouTube for so many years now, and you never cease to deliver. I'm so in love with your style of heels choreography because it's just super distinct, and you have so much swag, groove, grit, and unapologetic confidence in your heels pieces. So I would love to know how you came to develop this personal style in the first place, and how that has perhaps influenced your professional career.
Great question.
Wow.
Great question,
Okay, first
Ann.
of all, where are you from? Where's she from?
I think Ann's from Australia.
Australia, because at first I was like, "Ooh, she's from the UK," because I'm working on my, on my British accent. You know,
Ah, my wife grew up there.
really?
In Oxford area. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Okay, she's gonna need to give me some accent lessons.
Yes.
All right. What's her name?
Personal
Ann?
style. Ann. Yes.
And so I'm very hip hop based. I've always been in love with hip hop, period.
Yeah.
You know, like I definitely was not the dancer to be taking jazz classes or ballet or tap or any of those things. I do appreciate those genres very, very much. And they are, yes, the foundation of dance, but just nothing ever quite hit me like hip hop.
Yeah.
The music the music and just the style of dance. So I discovered my first heels class after I graduated high school, and I just fell in love with heels. I fell in love with how they urge you to be so sexy, you know, and how teachers really, really just remind you that it's okay to be sexy. Cause I just felt like being sexy is just like so taboo nowadays. Like don't show too much, or don't do that because you're going to look like this, or, oh, she's being this. Well, she must be whatever, like just regular stereotypes of being sexy, you know? And I loved that. I think I'm a naturally just sexual person in the cleanest way, obviously. Like I like being sexy.
Yeah.
I like being sexy, and that's just on that. But I realized how much I loved it while being the hip hop person that I am.
Oh.
And I loved keeping my heels on, but being swaggy at that same instance.
Yeah.
And kind of literally like kicking that stereotype in the ass.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm allowed to say
You're
that.
allowed
Like
to-
just
you're allowed to
kicking it
curse.
kicking it in the ass, and just being like, hey, this is I'm redefining what heels dancing is. I'm redefining what sex in a heel is, because I'm not trying to be. I just naturally am that,
Yeah.
but I'm gonna F it up the way that somebody would F up a routine in sneakers in my heels.
Love that.
And I was like, oh, this is it. This is it. Sexy and street all at the same time. You know, I loved that. And it just is me. I don't
It
know.
resonates because it's the music that you relax to, that you wind down with, you reset with. You like 90s, you like 2000s. You like that vibe because it
that
gives
TLC, Aliya.
it gives
like,
you
know?
grittiness, but it
Right.
does have that like feminine, sexy element to
Right.
it. But you know, the thing about heels that's really interesting too is like heels are heels. They're shoes. They're only as sexy as the person who wears them and the person that struts with confidence, right? And so for you, like developing your own style, a lot of times a lot of people think of it as a very like meticulous, like, ooh, this is what I want to remove, but it's not. Our style is who we are on display. And I think that's a really hard thing to land on because we're looking to a lot of other people. And I'm sure you had influence, right? You were assisting that one teacher as well. And I'm sure that was a lot of influence, but you also came with all of who you are. Filipino, black, sexy, from the valley. That all makes you who you are, right?
I'm just a hybrid. I like to be a hybrid of so many different things. And I just think the more inspiration you get and the more that you can put into this soup, into this gumbo, into this whatever you want to call
Love
it.
gumbo.
You know what I'm saying? The better. Into this pho, into this sinigang.
Sisig. Let's go.
Just into the stew, into this melting pot of all of what you are, the better. Absolutely. You know what I'm saying? So that's how I really connect with heels. I can obviously do the slow and sexy and everything that people think heels is, but then also there's just another lane.
Yes.
There's another lane. And I think a lot of choreographers today are getting that. So there's so many different heels classes and heel styles that are out there that I'm so proud of.
Yes.
Yeah.
So the answer is be who you are, be on display, own your own sexiness, right? That's what happened with you.
Yes. Yeah. Whatever makes you excited, whatever comes the easiest to you, anything that comes to you and you just automatically feel resistant towards, or it feels like a force, that is your emotional guidance system that I learned from the Power of Now book. That's your emotional guidance system telling you that that's not the right route. When your emotions are high and smiley and inspiring and laughing and you're just like freaking going, and when it feels easy, when it feels like fun, that is where you're supposed to be. And I only find that when I hear music like the 90s or 2000s or Beyonce or, hip hop music, R&B music. That's how dance comes the easiest to me. Yeah.
There's something that's really... It's one of the empowering things about you that I really enjoy from this conversation. I love hearing you confidently say what you're good at. Because a lot of people are afraid of that. A lot of people are fearful of coming across cocky. And I think there's a lot of hindrance to that too. Because the people that you want to surround yourself with want to hear you talk about what you are good at. Because if you're faking it, you're being cocky. Right? In my opinion, I do think there's always ways to overdo it. But I appreciate you saying, like, because I'm a naturally sexual, sexy person. That's honesty right there. Right? And that allows you, the more you say it out, it allows other people to be like, yeah, that's exactly who Aliya is. And I can appreciate that, right? And then you don't have to hide yourself around anyone.
Yeah, why?
You become more and more yourself in speaking out what that is. I
Affirming
really appreciate
it.
that.
Yes. Know who you are. And if you're still trying to find it, well, that's another story, and that is okay. But once when you are set, be proud of it.
Yes.
And own it, like you said. Yes. And say it out loud. And anybody who has a problem with it or anybody thinks differently, I mean, that's none of your concern anyway. None of their concern, honestly. So yes, I know exactly who I am.
Heck yes. Thank you so much, Dom and Anne, for leaving those questions.
Yes, Dom and Anne, thank you.
If anyone else wants to leave questions for future guests, general dance questions, you can just ask them on the Anchor website or the Anchor app. So go ahead, use Anchor, leave a voice message for us, and maybe we'll include in our next podcast with our next guest as well.
Yes. I'm going to leave a question.
Yeah, those are fun. Those are fun, though. All right. Let's move on a little bit. So something about me is that I have pretty poor retention, dance retention skills. I'm curious, when you had to remember 40 lines for Hamlet, how does that compare to choreography retention?
Oh, wait, where did you get that?
It's okay, Aliya, don't worry about it.
Wait, because I'm just like, wait, that sounds so familiar, but I don't know if he's joking with me right now. Like, where did you get that? It sounds so familiar. Did I have to memorize 40 lines from Hamlet?
You did.
I did. For a class or something like that?
Yes.
Oh my God. Okay, sorry. Ask that question again, because I'm just like...
You had to do that, and memorizing lines... I'm curious how that compares to memorizing choreography.
Oh my God. Well, I'm pretty sure it's using that same part of your brain. But God, retaining choreography. Listen, there's so many different ways. There's so many different learning processes, right? So for me, I like learning and I like memorizing with song, and I like memorizing. So with song, meaning like anytime that I'm teaching, that's when the different dance sounds come about and the
you're a dance sound person?
Yes, I'm definitely a dance sound person. So now I permanently use a dance sound, Ziggy Woom, in my everyday life.
Ziggy Woom?
Ziggy Woom.
You heard it here first. Put on a shirt.
Anytime anybody's like, hey, put that water bottle on the table, I'm like, Ziggy? Oh, okay. And then when I place it there, Ziggy Woom. It's done. You know?
Oh my
Ziggy,
gosh.
like meaning here, Ziggy Woom,
Obviously.
voila, it's done.
Obviously.
So yes, I definitely am a sound person. So I bet God, I really don't know where you got this Hamlet situation, but so you are confirming that I did do it. I'm so sure that I memorized 40 lines of Hamlet because I made it a song.
Oh, make it a song. That's good.
Oh God, I turned it into a song. I'm so sure I did that because like, who wants to memorize lines from Hamlet?
No.
So make it a hip hop song.
I did the same thing for biology class. I was like, the cytoplasm is a jelly-like substance that fills the cell. It is around every organelle, you know?
Exactly. You know? And then that's what makes it fun.
Yeah, absolutely.
So yeah, that's what I do. That's how I can, mold the two.
Yeah, that makes sense. A lot of people have really interesting methods. I've heard of chunking is one of the methods that people use.
What's that?
So you know how like on our credit card or on our phone number, we have 3 number, 4 numbers.
Okay.
Right?
Yes.
Do you memorize it as 1, 2, 7, 8, blah, 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 or do you remember 3 number?
3, 4, yes.
Chunking.
Yes.
So you chunk them together in order to remember better.
Okay.
And so people do that in choreography. Rather than thinking of one single move, they think doom, 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 doom. They think of that whole sequence as one. A lot of times it's not like thought about in that way, but we naturally do that because that is proven to be the best way that people memorize and such. But it is interesting because during, when you were taking classes, what happens when you run into a choreography that uses foundations that you don't know? Say, for instance, your JLo audition. What happened there?
Girl. Sorry. Clay.
Hey, call me whatever you want me to call me.
Clay. That was the hardest. Oh my God, that was the hardest.
What did you have to do?
Jesus. She brought in, oh my God, and I'm blanking on his name, like the most popular Latin choreographer.
Okay.
He like choreographs for all of the Latin Grammys and just all of the Latin artists, I'm sure. Oh, I'm blanking on his name. I'm so sorry. But basically JLo brought him in and we had to get our Latin on. We had to get our salsa on and just never. I was like, where's the hip hop? Where's the hip hop? Where's the boom cat?
Yeah.
Come on, Lorianne, where you at? You know what I mean? Like it, I had to fake it till I made it.
Did you make it?
No. I had to fake it till I was cut.
Wow.
I had to fake it till I was cut. And hey, like you are going to come across that. Like it's crazy. Like life is a balance. You know who you are. I know what I like. I know what I want to do. But yes, you are going to get yourself into, different scenarios and different spaces where you might come across something that you don't know. And you're just going to have to own it, own that you don't know it. And figure it out.
Wow.
Yeah. So obviously that job wasn't for me, but I was meant to choreograph for her and be on the other side. So that's why I did not book that job because I was meant for something great, Ta.
Wow. What was the time space between that audition?
Oh God, it was years. It was maybe 3 years, 4 years. Same thing happened with Nikki. I got cut from Nikki.
Wow.
It was a direct book audition, and people who don't know that, it's like it's not a cattle call, right?
Yeah.
Like it's not 200 people. It's like 10. It's a private call. I was one of the 10 and I killed that audition. I remember I was like, wow, my first big artist, my first tour is going to be with Nicki Minaj, Pink Print Tour, specifically remember. And I got cut because I didn't have the experience. But 3-4 years later, I'm choreographing for her for everything.
Yeah.
Well, not for everything, but music videos, many award shows, the Ellen show, everything. So
that's too cool.
Always meant for something greater.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Wow.
Man, wow, my journey. My story.
What
It's
a
so
journey.
cool. Yeah, I love talking about it. What a reminder.
What are you enjoying right now about being a dancer?
Just all of the creative things that dancers can do. I always say that dancers are probably the most talented artists that we are the most talented artists, period.
Whoa. Big statement. I love that.
No, we are, because listen, I know dancers that can also DJ, can also make music, that can also produce. I know dancers that can sing. I know dancers that can draw, can like literally make art. Like we can do everything, and it's so crazy that our foundation is dance though. Like that's where we really like build up our confidence. That's what we enjoy. And then it's like, oh, I could do this, I could do that, I could do this, I could do that, you know? And sometimes it's like, wow, we make the best artists because we know how to perform. We know how to create something from scratch. We know how to like bring it to life. You know what I'm saying? Like dancers are freaking awesome.
Dancers are superhuman. It's incredible.
We are superhuman. So that is what I'm enjoying right now as a dancer. I'm really like not even calling myself, or not really I want to start thinking of myself as an artist. As an artist, period, who can dance. You know what I'm saying? Who can also choreograph. But now I'm exploring the music lane. So now I'm in the recording studio making my own music. Because now like I want everything to be mine. I want my music to be mine. I want like my studio to be mine. I want like, you know, I want to take advantage of all of the talents that we have, all of the talents that I have, all of the things that I can do, you know, like it's enough of saying I can do that, but I'm doing this instead and I'm staying in this world. It's like, no, if you can do even just an ounce of it, try it and see what happens.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
What about when you first started dancing compared to now? What is something you enjoyed much more before, but not as much now?
What did I enjoy? Oh God. Rehearsal.
Did you enjoyed rehearsals?
I loved rehearsal because I was balancing school. I was balancing working at Octopus. I was balancing like so many other things. And like when I got to rehearsal, I'm like, yes, I can finally dance. I can finally dance. I can finally practice it over and over and over and over and over again. And now I'm like, girl, let's just hit it and go. Let's just hit it and go. Let's just do a little one take and then go. Like, wow. I like during shoots or during classes or anything, like I'm getting older. My body is getting older. Sure. And sometimes the repeating of the same thing over and over again, it kind of gets a little old. And now I appreciate that one. And whatever happens during that one, that's what it's supposed to be. So anytime now, if I mess up during a video, I keep that mess up on my YouTube. I keep it. And then I also post it on Instagram and I embrace that mess up. I embrace it. When usually I would have stop the cameras, stop everything, start the music over, you know? And you know, have that moment. But now I'm like, nah, F it. Because if I was really in life, number one, or on stage, you're not going to be able to start over. No, you're going to have to keep it going and redeem yourself in some other fashion, or, you know, in some other moment. But that's just what it is. So that's the first thing I could think of. I'm gonna have to sit on that one though.
That's fine. That's fine. Well, then I'm curious about what are some of the sort of life-changing events that were dance adjacent that happened in your life? Because I mean, I know that you met your husband, on a Samsung commercial, right? And that wouldn't have happened if it weren't for dance, right?
You're right.
What are some other dance adjacent events that happened through your dance journey?
Ooh, shoot.
I'm hitting you hard with these. I'm sorry.
I'm like, why didn't these come at the beginning? No, this is actually good because I would have been stumped. These are really great questions. So my husband obviously is number one. Number two is my relationship. Yes, my relationship with the universe, my relationship with this energetic, you know, higher form, whatever you want to call it. I remember I booked my first tour I've always wanted to go on tour. I've always wanted to travel the world. And I remember I booked this tour with K. Michelle, R&B artist K. Michelle.
Okay. I'm not sure about this person.
Yeah, okay. It's okay. She's kind of like a little, whatever.
Yeah.
But I remember booking that tour just off of it feels like I just got booked off of thin air. You know what I'm saying? And I was just like, wow, these things are just coming so easy. Dance is coming so easy. Dance, making it as a dancer isn't as hard as people claim it to be, and why is it coming so easy to me? And I'm just like, well, maybe it's the fact that I'm not trying so hard and not forcing anything and really, really like living in this space of always having fun, always being in spaces that, no resistance, basically. No resistance, and just letting it come, letting things come, and not having that fight. Or not, yes, having fight, but not having to fight for what it is that you want. So so basically, before I freaking make a fool out of myself, because this is a freaking hard question, and I'm trying to work my way through it in my brain. And
I love this process.
And it's literally not coming out.
It's okay.
When I booked that tour, it may not have been the biggest tour ever. It may not have been, a Beyonce tour, JLo tour, whatever. It was an opportunity for me to really enjoy me as a dancer I was at that point in time, because there was often times where I'm like, why me? Like, I don't deserve it. I don't have enough experience. Like I haven't been doing this as long as some other people, but hey, the universe picked me and it just came and it fell into my lap. Like, why did it come so easily? I don't know if I even deserve it.
That's interesting.
So once when I was on that tour, I was just like, look, whatever comes, it's for a reason, and whatever comes, it's for me, and that's kind of like where I first started my my spiritual journey. And I actually read The Power of Now, Eckhart's book, during that tour.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
While we were on the tour bus. Wow. Because there's only so many things that you could do on a tour bus, true. So I started reading that book, and that changed my whole perspective on your thoughts, what you consume, what you eat, the people that you have around you, the things that you say yes to, the things that you say no to, like just my whole lifestyle.
Yeah.
I definitely owe that to that dance experience. I really do.
I think it's funny because I could see why you might feel a little stuck answering that question. I think in a way that I'm quite similar to you, where a lot of what I have here, I'm like, it wasn't that hard. And it's kind of a weird thing to say, because people are going to be like, what do you mean? You have all this, you put in work, you do that. But I think what it is that resistance you're talking about, that sort of friction that we experience, was all friction we experienced while having fun. And when you dance and you're with people you enjoy dancing with, you're actually training, but you're not thinking of it as training all the time. You're like, wait, that was sick, right? And they're like, yeah, that was fire. And I love that sort of interaction. And it takes away the spiky ends of the friction. It makes it, we are growing.
Yeah.
We just happen to be growing while loving everything we're doing in that moment.
Yeah.
And I think it makes the journey, you look back like, that's kind of fire. Like, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I didn't, of course I did work hard.
Yeah.
I did work hard, but I don't think throughout the process, when I was training my freestyle in garages, I wasn't like, yeah, man, I was putting in the hours. And granted, other people, they really do. And they're better dancers than me. There are absolutely so many better dancers than me. But for me, I'm so happy with where I'm at. And I love the places that I was before. I love that. And
exactly.
I think that's why it doesn't feel like, oh, I had so much. I had to push so hard for this.
That's exactly, thank you for saying that. That's exactly what it is. Because sometimes I'm like, wow, like, eventually I'm going to want to do a documentary. Like I want to, and I watch other people's documentary, and there's always that like one point in time that was a struggle. And like it literally, like I was thinking about quitting everything and just like everything was just falling apart. But I always remain, always.
Where's your sob story?
Yeah, no, seriously. And I'm like, I don't have one.
Yeah.
I don't have one. I have moments, absolutely.
Yeah.
I have moments, like just how I answer that question where I'm just like, damn, like what is happening? But I do not have a sob story. I will always remain in the space of, I'm always learning. There's no losses, only gains. You know what I'm saying? And turning and making the best of everything, because everything is meant for something. And there's always a reason behind all that comes to you, and I will always remain in the vibration of like high vibrations only, because I can't vibrate any lower at all. So that. it's always going to be the high life.
I love that. Well then, Aliya, what's in store for the coming months? You said you're going to be traveling a lot.
I'm going to be traveling. A lot of my following and a lot of my fans come from different countries, which I'm so grateful to say. Like I didn't even know that I had that much reach. Wow. So I'll be visiting, where am I going this month? At the end of this month, I'll be going to Turkey. Cool. Next month, I'll be going to Brazil. And then the next month, I'll be going to Greece. And then hopefully the top of next year, I'll do my Asian tour.
Wow, and this is for teaching in
This
particular?
is for teaching.
Is it just you? You have a few friends you're going with?
It is just me at the moment, okay. But I do, that is actually one of my goals. I do wish to expand the Queens and Letos brand and have other teachers, within the brand. I would love that.
That'd be fire.
Yeah, but for now, it's just me. Little old me.
Wow.
And expanding into music, expanding into clothing, expanding in, different lanes.
Wow.
Yeah.
So how can people attend these classes then? Because, you're going to be reaching a lot of people also in this podcast.
Yes.
Should they just follow you on Instagram and
Yes,
attend?
exactly. Okay. Just follow me on the good old Instagram.
Got it.
Exactly. Or visit queensandletos.com where you can find my clothing and then you can find, these upcoming classes. Yes.
Well, Aliya, that was the podcast. Thank you so much.
I could go on and on and on.
This is so much fun.
I love it so much. Thank you for having me, Clay.
Of course, Aliya, of course. Well, we appreciate all of the really interesting insights that you've given, especially as a person that people just see as it's the famous dancer.
Exactly.
There's so much more to that. And, we appreciate you taking time to break it down.
Yes. Thank you for allowing me to share my story.
Yes. Well, everyone, this has been the Steezy Podcast. Make sure you follow Aliya Janell. You make sure you follow the Steezy Studio Instagram. My Instagram as well.
Come on.
Boon. Why not?
Yeah, why not?
We'll see you in the next episode. Don't forget, leave a question on Anchor. We love that stuff.
Yeah, that was awesome.
All right, y'all. See you in the next one. Bye.
Thanks again for tuning in. Again, this podcast was brought to you by us, Steezy Studio. Be sure to get your dance on today, too. So if you want to get some exercise in, take a Steezy sweat class. If you want to just vibe out and feel good, you definitely need to check out a good groove along. Or if you're up for the challenge, it's time to finally start one of those advanced classes you've been eyeballing. We'll see you in class. This podcast was produced and edited by Josh Jang, and the theme music for the podcast is Tempo by Neiman.